Hello, my name is Michal Escobar, and I'm one of the editors over at Hospitality Technology Magazine. And here I have with me Alex Popper, CEO of HelloMeter, who happened to be the winner of Startup Alley last year. Alex, thanks so much for joining us.
Happy to be here.
Can you tell us a little bit about your company and your product?
Yeah, so HelloMeter is a computer vision AI company. So it's cameras in restaurants that really do three things. The first is we make the world's best drive-through timer. We replace the legacy vehicle loops that 99% of concepts use with a solution that is cheaper, more accurate, and measures the full guest experience. We also build the world's only dining room timer, so it's a drive-through timer, but for your lobby guests as well, and we're a surveillance solution, and priced at about what most brands, oftentimes under what brands are spending on surveillance alone anyway.
Interesting, okay. So as we mentioned before, you won last year. Can you kind of relive that moment for me? What was it like when you heard your name called as a winner?
Yeah, so it was very exciting and very humbling. It's really kind of our debutante ball, so it was the first time that we were in front of an executive leader, audience, and really our first show. So it was just a lot more exposure than we'd had up to that point.
Well, and I'm sure that after having all of that exposure and being called a winner, that's really helped your brand progress throughout the last year. Can you tell us how your involvement with MURTEC and also with the Restaurant Technology Network has really helped benefit you and your brand?
Yeah, so obviously that level of exposure has helped immensely. Most companies are lucky to grow 10 or 20% in a year. In the past 12 months since MURTEC, we've been growing 30% month over month. We've deployed into hundreds of locations and have partnered with some of the best hospitality brands in the world. And really a lot of that has been driven by the association with RTN. One of the things that came out of winning last year is that we started partnering with Intel and actually became a launch partner for their latest generation of processor chips. And they sponsored, they found us because they sponsored Startup Alley.
Oh,
yeah.
See, there you go, that's fascinating.
Yep.
Very cool. All right, excellent. And can you talk to me a little bit about your involvement with RTN and what that looks like? What do you do on a week-to-week basis?
So RTN holds a lot of kind of thought leadership working groups, and so for us, one of the things that we're really involved in is just on the AI side and really understanding what leaders in the space are thinking about and want as far as features, and on the provider side, really what other things people are doing with the technology. That's been hugely valuable.
Excellent. And as we're looking towards the future, can you talk to me a little bit about what are some of the challenges that you see restaurants facing today?
Yeah, so I think the biggest challenge in the story arc of restaurants for the past couple of years has been COVID, and now we're on the back end of COVID, and so the challenge is unlearning, relearning things that maybe they, so for example, in our space, we measure dining room guest outcomes, and so as dining rooms have kind of come back roaring into the fore, they really weren't a feature of the past couple of years. And what also has become a feature is kind of a heightened emphasis on drive-through, pickup and delivery. And so now I think there is operationally more complexity to restaurants than there ever has been.
Excellent, okay. And then what are some of the new and emerging technologies that you're most excited about for this year?
Well, call me biased because we run a computer vision AI company, but AI is really at its infancy in terms of what it's able to deliver and kind of being transformative for the restaurant space. What we've seen over the past few months is a lot of focus on like large language learning models, as well as like generative AI, which has some applications for restaurants, but I think where restaurants are really going to change a lot is when it comes to computer vision, because there's a lot of data that happens in a restaurant that isn't captured textually. It's people moving around and your operations and so on, and creating that data layer that you can then have the same sort of impact that we've seen AI have in other industries for the hospitality space, I think is incredibly exciting.
I think so too. That sounds really fascinating. Well, Alex, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to talk to me. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it as well.